Okay, we're going to now talk about how we can use inverses to solve a system of equations. Take a look at what's in the box here. I'll point out a couple of things and then we'll do an example. So we're going to first set it up so that it's a matrix times a variable matrix. I'll show you that. And then what it's equal to, so a matrix of the constants. When we have it set up like that, if we multiply by the inverse on both sides, the inverse and the matrix will create the identity matrix, which we don't need to write, right? It'll just be the variable matrix. And then what we get on this side will be the solutions. So let's see it in action here. This is the matrix 3, 8, 4, 11. And then if I put the variable matrix right here and I call it x, y, imagine yourself doing matrix multiplication here. It would be this horizontal times this vertical. So it would be 3x plus 8y. Same thing with the bottom row. It would be 4x plus 11y. Okay? All right. And then this equals 5, 7. Excuse me. All right. Let's get rid of the extra lines. So now this is what we have. We are going to, this is matrix A, right? We need to multiply by the inverse matrix. So I'm going to need to find that because I'll have to do that on this side as well. Okay? So, and I have to do it on the left. So if I put the inverse on the left, I have to put it on the left over here as well, on the other side of the equal sign. You already know how to find the inverse. So I'm not going to spend time finding the inverse. I am going to use my calculator to help me. So if you're new to calculators, you're going to go to matrix. We're going to go to edit. Feel free to pause this if you need more time. I'm entering a 2 by 2, 3, 8, 4, 11. Okay, 3, 8, 4, 11. That's my 2 by 2 matrix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get the matrix, matrix A, and I am going to find the inverse of it. There's my inverse. So basically what I am doing is I'm going to multiply by 11, negative 8, negative 4, 3. So that matrix will get multiplied on the left. On both sides of the equal sign. Now, these two here will create the identity matrix that we multiply by xy, and we will get xy. Okay? Now on the right side, I need to multiply these two matrices together. You already know how to do matrix multiplication. Okay? So I am going to use my calculator again, and I'm going to take that, and I need to store the next matrix. So I'm going to go to matrix, I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to store a second matrix, and this one's going to be a 2 by 1. And it is 5, 7. Okay, I'm going to quit out of that. I'm going to take the matrix that I have, that inverse matrix for A, and I'm going to multiply it by my second matrix here. Oops, not up there though. All right. Come down. Now insert the second matrix. All right, so there I have this matrix times this matrix. And it results in negative 1, 1. So what this means is x equals negative 1, y equals 1. In other words, the solution to the system is negative 1, 1 as an ordered pair. Okay? Obviously, we can keep doing this. We can do it with larger matrices. The concept is the same. I'll run through this one, probably talk a bit less. And then this is essentially us doing the same thing. Here, now keep in mind, if I was your math instructor, I would have this be a no calculator problem. Probably a smaller one like this one would be a no calculator problem because all of the pieces that we did, we could have done without a calculator. Finding the inverse, matrix multiplication, like we could have done that without a calculator. When they get bigger, it would probably show up on a calculator portion of a test. So, okay. Let's see. So regardless of who your instructor is, me or somebody else, that would be my train of thought, or their train of thought, hopefully. So for this one, it's going to look like this. We're going to have the inverse, whatever it is, right? And we have our matrix A, which is this one, 5, 15, 56, 4, negative 41. And actually, before I write this down, this is this x, y, z. And it equals 35, negative 26, and a negative 7. Now, this is my matrix A, so I need to find the inverse matrix and multiply it here. And multiply by verse. Okay, I need to find that. Again, use my calculator for that. Okay, all right, here's our calculator. Matrix, over to edit. I have a 3 by 3 this time. 5, 15, 56, negative 4. Okay. I'm going to store another matrix. The second one is going to be the 3 by 1 here, which was a 35, negative 26, and a negative 7, like so. Okay. Now, I know that the inverse times A will result in the identity matrix. That's those two, leaving us with x, y, z is equal to, now that I have the ability to get the inverse, I'm going to multiply these two together. So matrix A, I want the inverse, and I need to multiply it by matrix B. So I'm going to go get that. 1, 2, 0. What does this mean? This means that our solution, x is 1, y is 2, z is 0. That's the solution to the system using inverse matrices. Now, I certainly could do this again for the last example, but I think that should suffice, actually. Let me stop recording.